Doombot is playing a very interesting deck. Ancient Watcher.
Yeah, it seems like we've got an Ancient Watcher in the deck as well as double Sun Fury Protector. So I'm not entirely sure. Maybe this is
It's the silence.
Is this the silence deck?
This has to be, dude. Why would you play this? The Ancient Watcher.
That's entirely true.
It looks like MattNBike is playing an aggro variation of Druid.
Yeah, it looks like he's playing some sort of aggro variation, and we definitely see now with the Fel Reaper pickup that Doombot down here is in fact playing the Druid Silence combo deck.
Holy crap, this is exciting. I haven't seen these decks played on ladder.
Yeah, I haven't seen this deck actually. I think I ran into it once or twice on ladder.
MattNBike has a gold Druid too, if that means anything.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, oh, perfect.
Oh,
we just got the silence pickup, so we're going to see the Sun Fury go ahead and taunt up the 4/5 to stop a lot of this damage that's going to come in, unless we're going to see a...
The Innervate Druid of the Claw.
Yeah, the Innervate Druid of the Claw.
But does that do anything?
It doesn't particularly do anything. It establishes the 4/6 on the board, and it gives him a good turn 4 where he can at least use either a swipe or a Keeper of the Grove. So you probably Innervate it out just to keep on curve. But it looks like he's opting to save the Innervate for a turn 5 Doctor.
Oh, turn 5 Doctor Boom seems good. He goes ahead and sacrifices his Leopard Gnome too. And he goes ahead and takes 4 from the Watcher.
Yeah, wow, he really wants that Watcher down. Looks like we're going to see this turn probably just a Hero Power and pass. Yeah, not really going on this turn, but next turn gets a little more exciting. We've at least got the Wailing Soul if he's so inclined to silence the 4/2, though. Since the 4/2's already gotten its 4 damage in, we may honestly just see him go ahead and leave that as a taunter and use the Wailing Soul on the Fel Reaper.
Yeah, but he gets Keeper down here.
Yeah, since he gets Keeper down there, we probably definitely don't see the Wailing Soul here. We may just see a swipe trade in, or I prefer actually using the Keeper of the Grove to deal 2 damage to his Keeper and trade the minion in just because it leaves you with a 2/1 minion on board.
And a 2/4.
Yeah,
I like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure I quite agree with that play, but I guess I understand the sentiment with playing the Druid, giving yourself more silence options since it is a silence-oriented deck.
Yeah. So Mr. Boom comes down.
Yeah, we're going to get the Innervate out Dr. Boom.
How do you deal with this?
How do you deal with this? Well, unfortunately, given the deck...
Are we playing? Yep.
Yeah,
drop the 8/8.
Yeah, he's got to drop the Fel Reaper, which...
He went face. Oh, okay.
He went face.
He went face to set up the combo he has in hand.
Yeah, it looks like
he's just going all in now. Okay.
He's going all in. We're probably going to see the Druid taunt up here, though. And with the Druid taunted up, yeah, we're going to see 3 cards burned. And then he's going to get... He's going to get some pretty unfavorable trades here because this 8/8's going to go into this 4/6 unless you see a silencer clear, and because it's going to actually be down to an 8/4.
Do you think a Wailing Soul's... No, you could just keep her instead of Wailing. Or... Wait, you could keep her the taunt and go face. Are you dead if you do that?
Keep her the taunt. If you keep her the taunt and go face, you have to be considering that you die to Savage Roar here, I believe. Yeah, you would easily die to Savage Roar, but it looks like he's not going to play around. It looks like he's going to go straight face.
He's going straight for the combo. He needs 2 more turns. Can he survive 2 more turns?
Yeah, and that really is the question: is can he actually survive 2 more turns here? Because
the MattNBike actually has a lot of damage in his hand too.
Yeah, MattNBike does have a considerable amount of damage. But more than likely, what I think we're going to see here is I think we're going to see a swipe onto the Keeper. No, I actually don't prefer that play. I think I prefer swipe onto the Keeper to clear it down. I guess he's valuing it more than I am, though. And you know the team keeping Dr. Boom on the board is keeping 7 power per turn, constantly breathing down his neck, and since he is really just trying to stall until turn 9, the fact that he can't actually get to turn 9.
So do you think you lore heal here?
Oh, and there it is. Innervate right off the top to give him the game.
Wow.
We're gonna see Force Nature Savage Roar Innervate turn 7 to close the first game of the series out.
Ooh. Thank you.
And the my thanks to you as well.
The silence on the 4/6 Druid. I wasn't sure about that play, but he decided to get face there instead of trading, and that's what won him the game, I think.
Yeah,
that decision right there.
It did absolutely. It gave him the extra damage that really pushed him forward. Yeah, I think it was unfortunate the way that just comes down to the Innervate off the top, but I mean that is Druid versus Druid mirror in general.
It was turn 5. That dude got an Innervate boom. Like every I don't know. It seemed good on both sides.
Like every single druid.
I've never gotten to innervate a boom before.
You've never got to innervate Dr. Boom? That's a very unfortunate feeling. I just got to innervate at least 2 today, so getting them out or point innervate on turn 4.
Oh my gosh!
7/7 down.
MattNBike bringing out Mr. Steed. Is that a Dread Steed?
That is in fact a Dread Steed.
Holy crap!
I'm wondering if we're gonna see what kind of if this is a Reno lock based on the Demon Wrath. I would assume so, or this may just be some sort of Demon's variant overall. Since we are seeing the Dread Steed as well as the Doom Guard, and Doom Guard's not a card that's.
Do you run Reno Dread Steed? Is that a thing?
Reno Dread Steed. It's not a very popular deck. It's certainly a fringe deck, but a couple people do tech Dread Steed into Reno just under the assumption that since you're playing such a long value game, the 4-mana 1/1 that keeps coming back to life, unless your opponent's willing to commit a silence to, which is pretty huge for. Your class, since it gives you things, since this is the demon variant like Mal'Ganis or like these Doom Callers, having to silence the Dread Steed is just a really unfortunate target for it. So you just get a lot of consistent 1/1 value over and over.
I think Doombot for sure is playing Reno, but the MattNBike, I'm not sure yet. I think it's just straight up double Dread Steed. I mean, he still could have Reno, but...
Yeah, and it could be double Dread Steed. Based on the deck, it looks like he is just playing a variant of Reno Demon Lock with a Dread Steed included in there, possibly for the Doom Callers
you take
as
the
extra targets. Yeah, definitely take the power there.
Well, I gotta see more possibilities out of that, but it's always take the power.
Yeah, it certainly is. Especially depending on, I guess it looks like they're both playing Demon Lock, so power does give you a lot of ability to trade later on in the game with your smaller imps into bigger targets such as Sylvanas or some of these Doom Callers, the Doom Guards themselves.
Doombot's starting hand didn't look that great to begin with, but he top decked Dark Peddler into Imp Gang Boss. This is pretty good.
Yeah, certainly Dark
Void
Peddler.
Caller.
Yeah, certainly Dark Peddler and Imp Gang Boss helping fill out the curve. We see the Void Caller come down. Void Caller is actually going to be pretty good here.
I think he's Shredder here.
Yeah, you just
You can't play your Doom Caller or Void Caller.
No, certainly not. With no demons in hand, it's pretty useless. So it looks like we're just going to see a 2 face and a pass back. Now, MattNBike has an interesting turn because normally you would probably play Dread Steed here.
I think he just dropped the Dread Steed or tap.
Yeah, you could drop the Dread Steed here, but it really it makes your Void Caller.
Yeah, you trade the piloted Shredder in. Oh, he's going that way with it.
He's gonna go that way. Is he gonna Shadow Flame here? Are we gonna see a Shadow Flame to bring the Dread Steed out on the board and clear this up, or are we just gonna see Hellfire?
Okay.
Yeah, we'll see Hellfire clear this. He's gonna drop the Dread Steed down. I guess this really depends on what comes out of the Shredder. Just a vanilla 3/2.
Looks like Azure Drake's probably gonna come out here.
Yeah, we're definitely gonna see Azure Drake here. We're putting that 4/4 body on the board and getting to draw that card.
Demon Wrath Coil from the other side. Seems like it would clear everything.
Yeah, Demon Wrath Coil is gonna clean this up. He just picked up a Bane of Doom. I wonder if...
Oh, it's a Bane of Doom.
Yeah, I wonder if we're gonna see that Bane of Doom here on the 3/2.
Mal'Ganis.
He's considering it, but I think, I do think the Demon Wrath is here.
Yeah,
it does unfortunately leave Imp on the board. But you'll clear that up next turn with the Dread Steed, since the Dread Steed is just the...
Oh, the Demon Wrath. Okay, I forgot about that interaction. So I think you just tap Void Caller here.
Yeah, we're definitely going to see a tap Void Caller with Jiraxxus in hand.
Okay.
We're going to see this Jiraxxus probably come down in a turn or two, and it's definitely going to put a wrench in MattNBike's game going forward.
Here it looks like a lot of choices, because can you Sylvanas into this?
I have no time for
he
games.
is.
Yeah, I think you can play Sylvanas here, because Sylvanas you can propose a trade next turn into the 3/4 that gives you the ability to possibly take the...
Whatever comes out of the Void Caller.
Yeah, and since the Void Caller hit the ground before the Sylvanas, the Void Caller's Death Rattle will go off before Sylvanas's. So if he were to do something such as Shadow Flame this board, depending on what minion comes down, if he were to Shadow Flame his own Sylvanas, he will actually take Jiraxxus from it. So that could be a pretty big interaction.
There's no... Oh, I guess he only has 5 mana.
Yeah, he's only got 5 mana since he tapped at the start of the turn. It looks like he's just going to play Naze to gain some health.
Then get a face.
Yeah, and then go face. I like that. I like that play here. This at least You know, he's setting himself up that hopefully he can put in a couple more targets on the board that the Jiraxis won't instantly get taken if the Sylvanas does go down.
So do we Bane a Doom here? Dreadsteed into the 3/3, and then, oh wow, he's going to go ahead and see what comes out.
Yeah, he wants to see what comes out first, and you know, I agree with that too.
Okay.
Making plays, just get that down. Because you definitely want to see what it is. Looks like we're going to Dark Bomb. Okay.
There was a way he could have stole the Jiraxis this turn. He could have Dark Bombed his own Sylvanas and Bane a Doom on the 3/3 and hit the 1/1 into the 3/3, Bane a Doom it, and then Dark Bomb his own Jiraxis. But he got another Jiraxis. Wow. Double Jiraxis. Wow. This is a little insane.
Okay, well, I certainly wasn't expecting that. All right, so now we have two 315 Jiraxises down on the table.
Sylvanas on the board now.
Yeah, and now we're going to see Doombot drop his own Sylvanas, probably, and go ahead and try to take on his back. Oh, Twisting Nether, though, that's going to be a big pickup.
I guess, and now he wants the Emperor instead. I agree with that.
Yeah, I'd certainly agree here, just because you're going to decrease the cost of about 7 or 8 cards. Yeah, 8 cards in his hand total, and you're expecting both of the Jiraxises here probably to trade in. Oh, nope. Looks like he wants to go straight face. Oh, because of course, he's going to power that. So he's going to keep the Jiraxis at full health, but he is going to lose the power of the Oh, and that anti-Killbot. Yeah, that's unfortunate, because he's going to lose the anti-Killbot for that. There's the Baron Ribbon there. Well, this is a pretty solid Twisting Nether turn. I really don't see another line of play around it, just because you really do need to clean both of these 315s up. And
Zombie Chow first.
It's going to be one of the simplest ways.
Why was he even considering that?
Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe he doesn't think Twisting Nether is quite strong enough to deal with this board.
I mean, it's only 9-10 damage, and he does have the Reno in his hand, so maybe he's not that scared.
Yeah,
one power overwhelming down.
That's true too. These Jiraxises are just so hard to deal with. They're gonna be so efficient over the next few turns as 315s being able to clean up a lot of stuff on the board. And since we are gonna see the power overwhelming abusive Sergeant, yeah, there's 7 damage right there.
16 damage.
We're gonna see the trade right here. Oh, and we're gonna see the Rivendare, so we're gonna see actually a Dreadsteed get copied here. And this is actually going to start to cause a lot of problems for Doombot over the next few turns, just because with the double Dreadsteeds in play, we're going to see a lot of value from the 2 1/1s over the next few turns of the game. They're just going to be generating 2 damage every single turn that you really can't help. There's the Shadow Clone.
3 health. He's forced to. Can he?
Well, since you've already seen that MattNBike, he's very obviously not playing combo, and we've already seen Hellfire come down, so more than likely, I don't think there's any, and we've seen Dark Bomb, so I don't think there's any way MattNBike actually has to deal 3 damage unless he gets a Doom Guard off the top of the deck, which we did see. Earlier. I do see.
So you would have stayed at 3 and dropped the Twisting Nether, maybe?
I think I would probably drop the Twisting Nether there, just because as you've already seen Dark Bomb and you've already seen Hellfire, and those are 2 of the biggest ways. You know he's going to play the 5/7 Charger, but I honestly don't think that the 5/7 Charger is enough of a threat to consider not just going ahead and Twisting Nether to clean that board up. I think it was a better trade overall, because now he's just going to continue to have his board pounded down. And let me see the Dreadsteeds duplicate here. Depends on if he wants to use Rivendare. I'm curious as to see how he really wants to trade this, because now with the Sylvanas in play.
So he doesn't want more Dreadsteeds, because the Implosion is going to fill up. He can't Implosion anyway.
Alright, let's see. I'm assuming one of these is going to get taken. Then we're going to see the Sacrificial Pact on the Jiraxis. Yeah, and that's going to be a clean clear on the board.
That's really good.
Yeah, and see, this is why I preferred using Twisting Nether before, because now there's really just not that much. Like, you're certainly going to Twisting Nether eventually, but oh, he is playing a second Dark Bomb, so I guess MattNBike actually isn't playing Reno. We finally see our first duplicate card. So it would appear, unless he's playing an odd list, he's not playing that. So we're going to see a Siphon Silver and that unfortunately really isn't gonna keep MattNBike off from dealing damage here. We're gonna see an Implosion here to trade. Let's see the roll. Oh, 4. That's a really good roll. So he's gonna get to trade the Dreadsteed back in.
So it looks like Doombot's gonna have to waste a Shadow Flame here on something, because Demon Wrath isn't gonna get rid of those imps. Really, it's not. It's only gonna pop the egg if he Demon Wraths here. He has to Shadow Flame I guess he could Shadow Flame an imp. Send Implosion on the 310 on the Jiraxis and then Shadow Flame? Do we care about this board? He's at 28. Maybe he doesn't even.
No, I don't think you
Damage
particularly
isn't
care
on
about
it.
this board, especially with the Molten Giant in hand. You have to consider that maybe in fact you do want to take a little bit of damage.
Yeah.
So I can see taunting up here. We may see, yeah, and he's just gonna pass back.
Went the pass.
Let's taunt up. Just take a little bit off, but I probably actually would keep the Sun Fury though. I'm not sure I entirely like him committing this to the board. But, you know, I guess he based the Dark Bomb out for it. I might have actually just traded with Jiraxis. Since Jiraxis is already pretty low at this point, you've already gotten 8 points of damage out of him, really.
But he is low on cards. He probably wants to keep as many minions on board as he can. If the Jiraxis dies, he doesn't have, like, much follow-up.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I like the Dark Bomb though, just, you know, for the versatility and a little bit more reach, but you do have to keep your minions on board. With this Dreadsteed every single turn, though, and given that now that we know it's not Reno, there will be a second Dreadsteed in the deck, I have to wonder how much value these cards really will have gotten since he got one into play so early by the end of this game. Now that we're already about 12 turns in, we've already seen that the Dreadsteed's gotten about 8 solid hits in, as well as some power overwhelming hits, which, you know, power overwhelming obviously on the Dreadsteed's a great combination since you're not really wasting anything by having the Dreadsteed die at the end of the turn, since you're just going to get the Dreadsteed back regardless.
Now, what does he want to do here? I'm not seeing anything worthwhile.
Yeah, he's not sitting in a particularly strong position here. I can't imagine you want to drop the Defender of Argus here.
Is passing? Yeah, like I think he has to. Like I don't know. You could have just passed too.
I think you have to just pass there because I think the Jiraxis just eats this for free, or even the Dreadsteed just eats it for free, or in this case he's going to use the egg. Yeah,
I don't agree with popping the egg yourself.
I like the egg, especially if you know you're playing against Reno at this point and you haven't seen Hellfire, Shadow Flame, or Demon Wrath, or Twisting Nether since he's playing demons. You have to assume that your opponent has 4 possible board clears in their deck, and getting rid of your Death Rattle minions just doesn't seem like a winning strategy here.
The thing is, do you ever expect Twisting Nether? Is that like currently a Demon Fuse?
Yeah,
is that in his deck?
Wow. I do believe that actually is in his deck.
Give your opponent a man. I guess it doesn't matter at this point. I've never seen that card before.
No, I actually I've never seen that card played either.
Into the Void Terror. Wow, this is going to be a big one. 10-14, but there's an answer for it.
Oh, and the Iron Beak Owl right off the top. We're probably we may just see, I think at this point you have to commit to Twisting Nether.
Can we Owl Twisting Nether first? Owl the 1-1? Do we want to Owl the 1-1?
I don't think the 1-1 particularly matters while it is a lot of value.
He should. Well, I guess no. Well, yeah, I guess it's.
Either way you do this, all you're doing by doing it this way is giving your opponent the initiative to trade, and because of that, we're gonna see the implosion hit. If you'd done it the other way, the implosion actually wouldn't have been able to roll off. So it was definitely better to go ahead and silence before and just keep a whole clean board. Especially when you're playing Reno against a combo EC deck like this, you know that you don't really have too much to worry about. So it's not exactly like you're worried about having a completely clean board. Better to not give your opponent any ability to trade.
So Demon Wrath still doesn't do anything, doesn't clear the imps. Do we just tap Molten, go down to 12? Or do we just drop Mal'Ganis?
So many possibilities.
Well, at this point in the game, I think you definitely drop the Molten. You have to consider whether or not when you play this Molten, if you want to Shadow Flame it.
I hate that, but maybe you might actually have to.
Yeah.
I think I would rather Shadow Flame a big game hunter than Shadow Flame my Molten.
Yeah, and you know, honestly, given that we've seen that this is a demon combo deck with playing the Dreadsteeds, there may not be a lot of 7 health targets in the game, so I think I would have actually preferred the big game hunter down as well. But we see a Doom Guard come down, discarding the Demon Wrath for MattNBike, and that actually puts a very real clock on Doombot.
I think you have to drop Mal'Ganis here at 8 damage. He can clear it, but loses both minions to do it.
Yeah, at this point, yeah, it's an unfortunate position.
Cypher Soul's on it. I don't think he wants to tap. Yeah, he does want to tap. Oof. Last card in the deck.
Well, and the last card is Mal'Ganis. That's very unfortunate. Well, we're definitely going to see the Void Caller come down then.
From the void.
Yeah, and I Man, I guess you have to trade both minions in here, but I just feel so bad at this point in the game when you know you only have 2.
I think the big game hunter, if he uses it here or loses it, it's going to be a big deal.
Yeah, that's true. I think at this point he's committed to keeping it. If he kept it this long, even if he was willing to sacrifice the Molten Giant to the Shadow Flame over the big game hunter, then I definitely think at this point in the game.
But he might Doomguard and randomly lose it. Can we see how many cards Doombot has left? Oh, he's going for the Doomguard. 3 cards left. Can we tap? Wait. Or do you have to? Doomguard this? He's going for the Doomguard.
Yeah, the VGH got discarded. Oh, that's gonna be pretty big. You know, I guess in the end it doesn't matter because, well, yeah, it does because of the way that it went down. Yeah, wow.
Yeah, if he would have lost any other card, he could have Doomguarded.
Or if he had
big
just, you know, if he had just actually not cleared there, if he had used his 5/7 to punch face, because I guess at that point you have to take into consideration that, you know, maybe it's actually not worth trading. Because it is a 3/4, even if your opponent had something like another power overwhelming that you had forgotten about, it's only going to be 4 damage max, and there's not really any single card that would have given him enough damage to push through him.
Yeah, sure.
Alright, and so we do see MattNBike close out game 2.
So Doombot won. It's a 1-1 series, right?
Yeah, I do believe it is a 1-1 series.
Doombot won this first game with the Druid.
Yeah, Doombot won the first game with the Druid, and we've seen the Warlock on the second side. So we still have a Druid and a Warlock. The Warlock is on Doombot, and the Druid is on MattNBike. Flip-flop. Yeah, we got him flip the other way, sorry. Doombot is going to be playing the Druid deck. Wait, did I just flip again?
Yeah, Doombot doesn't have Druid anymore.
Okay, yeah. So we're gonna see Doombot play his Reno Warlock deck again, or he might switch up to his third deck. Ooh, looks like Doombot's gonna bring out Paladin into this combo Druid, or no, it's aggro Druid.
I will fight with
It's aggro Druid running, I think, at least 1 or 2 combos as they normally do.
Yeah, it was the leopard.
And
leopard named Druid was from MattNBike.
yeah, and we're gonna see Satan Paladin come out.
Oh, this is fun. We need to learn this matchup. He decides to keep the Naval Sacrifice. Is that something you usually keep?
No, I don't think I would have particularly kept Noble Sacrifice here because the only early aggression your opponent's generally going to play might be the Living Roots. That's really the only thing you're worried about on turn 1 because the Shade of Maxiramus probably isn't going to unstealth for a few turns.
Innervate Shade into the Darnassus Aspirant. Really good.
Yeah,
1/2 for the Druid.
Yeah, that is very strong. We're going to see if... it depends on what minion
do you coin
Doombot
out
decides to put here.
Do you coin out Juggler here to contest the Shade? Or do you just...
You know, that's a hard call. You probably coin Juggler out to contest whichever... Okay. Yeah, not a problem. Oh, yeah, here, not a problem.
So I'll just make it that way. Risk extending over.
So it looks like he's looking more for the Haunted Creeper and then maybe Knife Juggler next turn into a trade. Get some lucky juggles.
Yeah, it definitely looks like he's going to play for the juggles here, and you know, we'll see how that works out. I'm not too big a fan of that play, honestly, just because if your opponent does drop a 2 or 3 health minion here, like a 2/3 such as this Darnassian Aspirant, what's going to happen is this Haunted Creeper is going to trade in, and even when you put the Juggler into play, you have to win a 1 in 3 twice in a row.
Yeah.
So you're playing with 1 in 9 odds. No, you're playing with 1 in 9 odds. And what more than likely is going to happen is this spider is going to trade into the 2/3. One of these daggers may hit it, or yeah. And see, if one dagger hit it, that actually would have been unfortunate. I guess in that case, it doesn't work out too bad. But we are just going to see the Aspirant get traded back into the 3/2, which is why I'm not too big a fan of.
Now, do we? I guess we play around Consecrations, and you just 2/1 charge this.
Yeah, he's gonna drop the 2/1 there. Hero power, and yeah, just a nice clear cleanup. He's gonna have the 5-drop Fell Reaver next turn.
He does have an answer to the Fell Reaver.
Yeah, he's got a really big answer.
I think that unstealthing of the Shade is really good because if he does have a Peacekeeper, he's gonna want to use it right now, and then the Fell Reaver goes unchecked. I think that was a really good unstealthing.
Yeah, You know, I'm not sure how I feel about playing this Alor. I feel like, I guess on the one hand you have to.
Yeah, I think
but
you
on the
have
other
to.
hand, the Shade's just going to continue to outgrow it anyway. In fact, as soon as you pass back, it already becomes a 2/4, and this 3/3 is no longer even efficiently trading with the minion.
I guess the other play was mini bot and Noble. He could have done. Wow, he decides not to Bell Reaver this turn.
Yeah, I think he's not going to Fell Reaver because I think at this point he values the position he has, and the fact that the Secret Paladin is such a reactive class once you actually clear their entire board. It looks like we're going to have this Shade coming down. It's going to become a 3/5, and then, I mean, the turn after a 4/6, and from there it just spirals out of control, and it really doesn't look like Doombot has much of an answer to it.
Now, how do you feel about stealthing the 3/2 instead of charging it? Because it's weak against Consecration this way, but the other way, you get 2 guaranteed more, damage in.
You know, at this point, given that,
I wonder.
I guess it plays around muster on the one hand, but I think even if you did muster, you were going to trade into the 2/1. And the 2/1 charge doesn't trade any better into things like Noble Sacrifice, so I feel like you definitely have to consider that. I just don't quite agree with that. I guess we're going to see the double secret shielded mini bot here. This isn't bad because the shielded mini bot may get, yeah, it'll get, well, we actually won't even see it get an efficient trade because more than likely we're going to see, and with the pickup of a 3-drop, we're definitely going to see a Mounted Raptor hero power, I feel like.
He might go for Fell Reaver this turn instead, then.
See, I think this is, well, if you,
I guess he wanted to see what secrets came out.
yeah, I
'Cause
wanted to see what
if he-
secrets came out. That way he can,
If he committed the hero power, he wouldn't have been able to drop Fell Reaver this turn.
that's true too. I
But
think
if he does this play, I think hero power first was way better.
Yeah, I think so as well. I think you may just... Do you even ping off the shield at this point? I guess you have to make sure that you don't get your minions double traded.
I feel like I wanted to go face like 3 turns again. It looks like he's going face. He doesn't care about it.
Yeah, I mean you are playing an aggro deck, and at some point you have to consider that you need to beat this Secret Paladin's face in before he's going to get his big Mysterious Challenger turn. The only reason I don't like going face with that 1 damage is because it did give him the free trade on the 3/5 minion right there. And yeah, see, now he can't even trade it off with the hero power, and unfortunately that 5/4 is just gonna sit there.
Ooh, a Secret Keeper.
I mean, have another minion committed to it. Yeah, we see the Secret Keeper come down. Well, the Secret Keeper's actually a surprisingly good pickup of that.
It's an annoying minion, but it's not really going to come into play unless like a Divine Favor or something happens.
Yeah, and with the Druid deck playing aggro, we're really not going to see a Divine Favor for any number of cards because the Druid's basically going to be playing its hand out almost every single turn from here on, unless we see some big draws out of like an Ancient of Lore. But since this is aggro, I'm assuming he's not playing Ancient of Lore. Oh, and Tyrion. Tyrion's actually going to be a really nice pickup in 2 turns when he gets to drop that. That might actually just be able to keep him in this game. This Mysterious Challenger is going to be pretty big too.
Oh, Pit Snake.
Oh, Pit Snake.
Wow.
Wow, and Pit Snake actually makes this Mysterious Challenger really unattractive. I
guess Noble Sacrifice is not going to save it.
Yeah, and unfortunately Noble Sack isn't going to save it because he's gonna play this correctly and trade the Secret Keeper in first. And when he
Even
trades
then, well, you should have. I feel like he should have hero powered first. I guess he wants to play out his whole hand. Or mind.
I guess he wants to play his whole hand, but this just seems like a waste of a number of cards here because we're going to see a lot of value just wasted here because we're going to see the Avenge pop and we're going to see the Redemption come out, and that also means that we're going to see Competitive Spirit buff just a single 2/1 on the board unless the Druid decides to clear here, which I think I would prefer if you don't clear here just because you make Competitive Spirit worse with the 3/2, but there is some argument to keeping your board clear.
He's been clearing the board like the entire game, so I guess it is consistent with how he's been playing. A lot of times I would have just started chucking face, and he's kept the board clear mentality going.
Yeah, he's definitely picking his path. We're going to see 2 cards get knocked out there. Pilot Strider and a minion.
Now,
But this 8 damage is, wow, in the second Fell Reaver.
But is the Tyrion going to be able to hold up against this?
I think Tyrion's definitely just gonna definitely cause a big problem. Well, you know,
actually,
Tyrion by itself actually will.
Yeah, you hero power into Tyrion, smack the 8/8 in, and you have 8 damage.
Yeah, that's very true.
So I don't think Tyrion is enough. Is Mysterious Challenger enough? A second noble sacrifice going to do anything? I guess
no,
not.
and I think we're going to see, yeah, I think we're going to see the second game go over to MattNBike as well. So MattNBike will run with his Druid and his Warlock class. So we'll have his third unknown class left up, but yeah, unless I'm mistaken, it looks like we're just going to see a solid clear here. And I think Doombot's slowly realizing that too, that there's just no way he can clear this board, that the Druid can't actually punch him for 7 next turn. So yeah, it looks like we'll be going to game number 4 with MattNBike up 2-1 in the series.
Silence on the Tyrion just to add insult to injury.
Oh yeah, wow. Just adding insult to injury. He already had the game won either way though, so yeah, we are going to see MattNBike pick up the second game with his aggro Druid.
I guess one thing to keep in mind in these tournaments, do you even show like that you have cards? Like, do you show that you have Keeper and Druid in this deck?
Yeah, and I definitely feel like you know, people who know the deck list a little better are going to know that, but I definitely think that that's something that a lot of beginning Hearthstone players who are just starting to get into the tournament scene don't really understand, is that there is some validity to actually not BMing your opponent just because you do want to hold on to those cards and keep your techs and your tricks in the back. Keep them in the bag. You don't want to really let your opponents know all the cards you're running, because you know people will talk and cards will get around. So you know, better to keep your tricks to yourself.
Send 2-1 in favor of MattNBike. MattNBike's on his last deck. It's a warrior.
Yeah, MattNBike's on his last deck, and this is looking like either some variant of Fatigue or Control Warrior. And based on, unfortunately, that pickup, we still can't determine. Yeah, Doom had the Paladin deck, and he got beat by MattNBike's Druid deck. Yeah, no problem.
Send Doombots. This is the Reno lock.
Gromash, yeah. Doombot brought his Reno lock back out, and I think MattNBike, at this point, based on the Gromash pickup, this is looking like it probably is just regular control. We'll see if it's Fatigue as it goes on, though. Yeah, with the Ysera pickup, this is definitely regular control. One
thing is for sure, this is probably going to be a short game.
This could be a very short game. I think a lot of this matchup comes down to the Warlock not only finding their proper one-ups, such as cards like Piloted Strider, that are going to hold a lot of value in this matchup, but I think it also comes down to how quickly you can play Jiraxis. If you can get Jiraxis down fairly early in a safe position, forcing a Warrior to deal with a 6/6 every turn is very hard for their class. They really start to run out of ways to deal with it, and that really is how you play those Reno Warlock matches. Is you're playing into control such as Warrior Priest. You really want to get Jiraxis down as soon and as safely as possible, so you can just get the max 6/6 value every single turn.
I was actually just kidding about the short game thing. I feel like this game is going to go on forever.
Yeah, well, more than likely, we're going to see it. Both players will most likely draw, if not their entire deck.
You have Reno on one side, and you have Armor Up with a Justicar at some point in this game on the other, so
yeah.
I don't see this game actually ending until like 12:30 tonight.
Yeah, we see the Shield Maiden pick up here. We're just going to see an Armor Up Fiery War Axe to clear this out.
He should have Fire War Axe first, or does that matter? Yeah, he lost 1 extra armor.
I don't think so, because the Armor Up was only for 2, so he had to have already had 4 armor. So either way, he's going to drop back to 3. But you are correct. It is generally better to damage yourself before you Armor Up, just to take off of your health, since armor is more valuable.
A next tech card against for the Warlock, he has an Acidic Swamp Ooze. So depending on which weapon he wants to get rid of, if there's a Gorehowl maybe, or maybe a Despite.
We'll probably definitely see either the Ooze. It may eat the second War Axe depending on the other cards that we're seeing drawn, but it more than likely will eat a Deathspite, just because Deathspite is a bigger, more efficient weapon.
I don't feel good about using a Fiery War Axe, but that's all right.
You know, when he drops the Fiery War Axe down as a 3/2, wow, yeah, he did overdraw. That is.
I was wondering why he was spamming that was a mistake 2 times in a row. I thought he was trying to BM, but oh my gosh, does he really have to do this? I would Ooze over.
Yeah, I would definitely play an Ooze and taunt it up. If you're just going to play the Defender of Argus as a vanilla 2/3, at least put it on the Ooze and make it a solid taunt. And since you know you got rid of the Fiery War Axe, you're forcing your opponent to play another weapon to clear this, or they're going to have to start burning Shield Slams.
There's the Justicar. Besides, he wants to get it out of his hand right now. Start the tank up.
Okay, we're gonna just go tank it.
Send a demon, and demon wrath does damage your own stuff. Oh no, wait, we have a dark bomb. Okay,
Yeah, since Demon Wrath damages your own stuff, we're
Send, do you
definitely
wanna
gonna
tap
see
first?
Dark Bomb. Yeah, we'll tap first. We'll see the Dark Bomb jump down, and then with the 3 mana left over. Yeah, unfortunately, with his hand being as awkward as it is, you know, he's got the Sludge Belcher, the Twisting Nether, and the Duraxis. I think you're just gonna pass turn here.
Yeah.
You don't really want to double taunt any of these minions up.
The card I would be worried about for filling up the board is Brawl
I can
from
take
the
the
other
hit.
warrior, from the warrior set.
Yeah, certainly, and especially with how the meta's been recently, a lot of warriors have started attacking that second Brawl. Very commonplace, so you have to be careful that you don't fill the board up too much. We'll probably see, yeah, just a Sludge Belcher, and you probably go to the face of this 2/3, but he's hovering it.
How many cards does he have? 3, 6, 10. So he can't tap first. If he wants to tap, he could waste a coil. Because, is the coil going to be useful later?
Well, since the coil is more or less a free tap with the cycle, I think you probably hold on to the coil here.
Then he can't tap this turn because he'll be at 10. Alright, so he decides to
4,
pass.
6, 8, yeah, you can't tap. Yeah, unfortunately these turns for Doombot just aren't working out very well in his favor because of just all the wasted mana after each turn. But that is kind of the story of Reno Lock when you're playing all one-ofs.
Do we go ahead and just drop Ysera here? I feel like that's a good button to press. Trade into the 5/5 into 3/5 and Ysera.
Yeah, I think I like putting Ysera down. You probably expected to get played into a Siphon Soul, but it is going to eat a significant chunk of their damage.
Your match is up. So.
My match is up?
Yeah, your match is up.
Alrighty.
So Toby, you're going to solo for a little bit until as soon as this match is over, you're the one going on stream.
Well, this
Alright, well everybody, I'm going to leave you with a Toby here.
Well, this
I'll
guy's
be
just
returning
got
after
a
I
lot
play my
worse.
match.
Alright, instead of dropping the Ysera, he decides to go Deathbite and probably clean up the 1/2. Old Bolshire Footman. So he's opting not to drop the Ysera and just avoid the Siphon Soul. Looks like you get a clean trade with the 2/3 into the 5/2. But what does he want to play afterwards? Do we just drop the Mal'Ganis here? 3, 6, 7, 8. He can't tap first. So he's just going to go ahead and opt for the Mal'Ganis. The warrior does have range on this. He can armor up or tank up and then shield slam. 7.
I just looked over during my match.
Bane of Doom. It was crazy. It was a really good play.
I took a picture of it.
Like on when he turned 6. It's like. So the Mal'Ganis does get cleaned up. Warrior decides to armor up. The Warlock is struggling to plays. Looking for plays. Does he want to just Jiraxis here? Take the 9-life hit to force out 6 6s. Alright. I gotta go. It looks like he's opting to go ahead and just drop the Jiraxis. I kind of agree with this play because there's nothing else he can do. He can't tap to look for more cards. I think getting 6 6s out is going to be really big. Gonna start working the face. This might be over. Grom, he can get him to 1. Is it 14 damage? So he can get Jiraxis down to 1. And then a tank up. Siphon Soul gets, you can BGH and Healbot. Would that be a better BGH Healbot into 6/6, or he can just Siphon Soul into 6/6. I don't know which one he likes better. The Healbot gets him back up to 9. Oh, he looks like he sees it now.
How shall I
The Siphon Soul gets him back up to 4, and he would have to be scared of a second Deathbite. I think this gives you more health, more board. I think this is just better. Oh, he decides to taunt instead of dropping a 6/6. He just wants to play super safe. I don't agree with that, but I don't know what burst besides Grom a warrior could have that would scare you. But he chose the safe route. The warrior, that Ysera has been sitting in his hand for
I
a
have
long
no
time.
time for
Continues to
games.
sit. He doesn't really want to play it.
Made to fit.
So, Sylvanas, Armor Smith, Armor Up. He's taking it slow. Now, how do we deal with the Sylvanas? We have an Owl, so we can silence it. But if he does want to do that and clear the board, he might want to Siphon Soul. Clean up the Armor Smith first before he trades into the Sylvanas. So if he does that, does he want to completely trade here? Drop his number into a 6/6. Good turn from him. Now the warrior has to decide if he wants to brawl this board away. Bash Acolyte doesn't really do much. I think brawl has to come out and hopefully something that he can bash and survives. There's no good way to get rid of that Emperor at this point for the warrior.
Pain speak to me.
He's just going to continue to armor, and looks like this Warlock has a chance to come back in this game. Picks up Arena. That's a heal for 6 because Jirax's maximum health only sets you to 15. So he's going to head and kill the Acolyte. You've already seen a brawl gun, so maybe he wants to just Dr. Boom and just put as much power on the board as he can. It looks like that's what he's going for. So 12, 13, 14, 20. 20 damage on the board showing. And it looks like the Warriors run out of answers. He just has to drop a Yolngu Ysera. See what he can get him from there. Maybe looking for Ysera's Awakening. Got a Ysera's Awakening. Let's see if that can bring him back.
Well,
Siphon Soul into the Ysera. And it looks like the Warlock has got this game in hand. Now, the card he needs to be scared of is maybe second Brawl. So it depends how much he wants to commit. Some warriors do run 2 rings. He doesn't need to play this. And it fills his board. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, yeah. So he can't play any minions, but I don't think it matters. A Sludge Belcher doesn't seem like it's going to be enough. He has 9, 15, 21 damage. Awakens first, Doombot hit for 5 total. Bash into Boom. It's not a bad clear. Execute one of the 6 ones. Yeah, well, looks like the warrior found a way to survive another turn. No, he doesn't have enough mana to execute. So, can the Warlock find lethal here? Demon Wrath would, if he Demon Wraths right here, I think he just gets lethal. Demon Wrath, it's a 6-1 demon. Oh no, he found lethal. Never mind. There's a different way to do it. And it looks like Doombot's tied the series up at 2-2. This will be going to game 5. Hopefully someone gassed this.
Victory or death! I will fight with honor.
I'll never tell.
Job's done. Well met.
Shields up. Red alert.
Alright, we're back here. Looks like Doombot's on Secret Pally. MattNBike on a Warrior. Looks like the Pally has the 1-2 start. The Warrior just decides to not really any plays unless he wanted to point out a BGH. Now, the Pally has some options. He decides to
Reporting for
buff
duty.
his secret. Buff his secret.
Job's done. Job's done.
We'll see. So a huge Divine Favor just came out from the Paladin side, drawing home 2, 4, I think 5 cards maybe even more. The Warrior looks like he's in a bad spot here. I think he decides to slam. Another play could have been Coin/Belcher. But he wants the card draw. Maybe looking for a Fire War Axe to get rid of the The Paladin looks like he's in a commanding position. I don't know how the Warrior's going to come back. Coghammer into a shielded mini bot. Now the question is, how much do you want to play into turn 5 Brawl? More power play could be Piloted Shredder into the secret.
Shields up. Red alert.
Mini bot. Maybe hit with the button too. Yeah. So Warrior still has coin in his hand. I think Sludge Belcher you just have to drop. Not sure which 2 secrets the Paladin has right now, but you gotta get rid of Repentance at some point. I think he might be wanting to save the coin for Dr. Big. He decides to coin Justicar this turn.
Welcome to the grand
Just try to
tournament.
get the armor activation going. And it turns out Repentance was down, so that was the least impact Repentance, I guess. Looks like Piloted Shredder wants to come down. Now the Paladin's only concern, the only way I feel like he can really lose the game is
Reporting for
a good
duty.
brawl. And even then he can still relay
Job's
it a
done.
little bit. Looks like the Warrior. I would brawl this board. It's turn 6, he can't really do anything. Revenge comes out with a Shredder. No redemption. Luckily, also no Mr. Six. Knife Jump
Reporting for
Buster
duty.
comes down.
Reporting for
Shredder
duty.
comes down.
Reporting for duty.
7.
Reporting for duty.
More mounts come back. Damage. 5 life left. Is there any possible way this warrior can combat? Brawl's been used. Belcher, I don't think buys him enough life. Could go back up to 9. Belcher and 9.
I've got the beast in my
Besides
sight.
8. 7, 5. Hoping for something good come out of that Shredder. Maybe a Doomsayer. But no luck. Slam onto the Juggler. Here's 1, 2, 4, 5, 6 damage. Then he's technically alive against the board. Paladin needs 3 more damage. And it looks like he does not get it. So I think he trade one of the 1/1s. The rest everything goes face. Start
Reporting for
dumping out
duty.
their hand.
I'll never tell.
Drop Artist Secrets. And then just continue face work. Sludge Belcher looks like Shield would give him more life. That's not a Shield Slam. Probably the 2-3. That owl comes down. Does he have 8 damage to follow up? 3, 4, 5, 6. He's still 2 damage off lethal. Mr. Challenger is probably
None of your business.
continues face. And why not drop the last secret? So 2 more life. Warrior survives. Trying to survive. Might have to start with the shield. Does the Alexstrasza? Alexstrasza puts you back up to 15, but does that buy you enough life? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 16, plus probably competitive spirit. I don't think Alexstrasza is enough here.
I bring life.
16. So it's 15 damage on board exactly. Then competitive spirit pops. Take this game. Wow, what an exciting series. A 3-2 series.